course. So heat compression molding, and I think there's probably a variety of machine types that you would call one or the other. So I will just speak to my personal experience.
Sure.
Heat compression molding machines that we worked with were very manually operated, as in to say the bottom of the mold sits in like a heated machine, and they pour the powder mixture of the material into it, and then with their hands they will basically close it almost like a panini press, and heat basically liquefies, and then eventually, as it cools, it solidifies into whatever the shape is that you're trying to mold.
Right.
And then you open it and you pull it out. There's a few problems. One, obviously, hand operated, quite slow.
Yep.
Two, there is a lot of bits and edges and corners, so there's a lot of post processing. So it's very human intensive, which, maybe 30, 40 years ago in China was okay. But people want higher wages. And also at the same time, like, it's still a human is only as fast as a human can be. So you get it's much slower. And then the economies of scale don't exist. Can they throw more people and more machines to make a million pieces? Of course they can. Yeah. But at the same time, you're not getting a huge cost reduction out of it, because you actually introduce more problems by growing the factory than you're solving.
Yeah.
With injection molding, which is, I would say, like what most plastics manufacturing is at this point in time, you have a large steel mold that has the cavity within it, and it can be multi-parts depending on how it opens. Highly automated. The product is shot at high pressure and high heat into the mold. It again, as a liquid, then turns into a solid, and you have yourself the piece. The piece is then ejected out of the mold in some way. Sometimes it just falls. Sometimes there's something to push it out. And then the beauty of this is that it can move really fast, to the degree that, like, it can be blinding how fast these machines can move. And that really determines by managing the heat of the mold, which touches very closely to the question you just asked about the process of us designing this new material, which is really, that's what it comes from, what the design of the material is. The parts that we use to mix are essentially off the shelf. They exist. You can find bamboo fiber out in the marketplace. You can find PLA in the marketplace. The tuning of the machine is where all the secret sauce essentially lies.
Definitely.
How much, the speed, the heat, how do you prepare the material before it goes into the mold? All these things are really like the artisanship, the craftsmanship in actually forming the right product for the right product to come out. This is also where the efficiency comes in, because